Okay, so they just... I wouldn't attempt to describe that noise. Originality Chris just clarified something about the story that I had forgotten, because I'm stupid. And now everyone's going to go to bed because they did the target smash stuff. They're all worn out. Lucario's room. The moon's light came from the window as it illuminated the room a bit. There was a sleeping Chris with and a sleeping Lucario to his right on the bed. There were some grumbles coming from Chris. The teen seemed to be having a dream. Dream! Chris found himself in a misty atmosphere where nothing could be seen so easily. He looked around in shock to see if there was someone else besides him. Huh? Chris looked around as he began to walk through the mist. Hello? Is anyone there? Hello? The teen then spotted a weak Lucario, panting heavily on the floor as he stood with his right knee. His trainer gasped at this and ran to him. Lucario, what's wrong with you? Chris asked, preoccupied.
Ugh.
Lucario looked up to him.
Stay away from here! Hurry!
Why?
Look!
Lucario panted heavily.
You must get away from here, Chris, or else you'll die!
The world traveler then saw a bright light coming from behind him. He quickly turned around and gasped after he saw a blue beam coming towards them. A beam? Chris asked.
Go away, quickly!
Lucario yelled at him.
That beam will destroy both of us if you don't move!
But what about you?
Leave me here and live!
What? No, I can't leave you like this. This is one slow fucking beam. It's taking this leisurely time to arrive to where they are. I don't know how to phrase that. It's taking a very long time to reach them. Simply it should be traveling at very, very fast speeds, but apparently they can have a whole fucking conversation about no soldier getting left behind or whatever. But go away quickly, Lucario yelled at him.
That beam will destroy both of us if you don't
move. But what about you?
Leave me here and live.
What? No, I can't leave you like this.
Listen to me and run away,
Lucario yelled.
I'm doing this for you. Hurry.
Chris's eyes slowly began to fill with tears. But, he sobbed, I don't want to leave you, Lucario. Not like this. What's just happening here? The teenager could only turn back to see the light shining brightly, indicating it was going to impact into him and not Lucario. Chris wondered the reason behind the dream, but it was very confusing, and so vague to tell what it was before the beam came into contact with him. Smash Mansion, Lucario's room. Please, don't die, please, Chris muttered as he moved around his head on the pillow. But please, don't die. It was a small amount of time before the teen began to sob silently.
Huh?
Lucario woke up, hearing Chris sobbing. So, that was really silent. Lucario, it was so loud it woke Lucario up. I think there's a bit of a contradiction in those lines. I can't possibly imagine what it could be.
Huh?
Lucario woke up, hearing Chris's sobbing while he was dreaming.
Is he having a nightmare?
He asked to himself as he watched Chris sobbing. Lucario shook him a little to wake him up.
Chris!
Lucario! Chris said as he wiped some tears. Thank goodness it was all a dream.
Why were you crying, Chris?
Lucario asked, worried.
You seem to be sobbing as well.
Crying and sobbing, damn. It's because... Chris looked away. There was you, weak on the floor in a misty place, and there's this beam that wanted to kill you, and I stepped in front of you to protect you from getting hit by it, as you yelled at me to go away and save myself.
I see.
I didn't know what to do. Chris sobbed. Was he crying as well? Everything was so sudden and random, but I had to make a move, or else you would have... Lucario saw as Chris sobbed louder before covering his face with his hands. It was horrible, Lucario, Chris muttered between sobs. I didn't know what was happening, and I just wanted to protect you. Lucario looked worried as Chris kept sobbing. The aura wielder looked down and tried to think of something to stop Chris from sobbing any longer. He just couldn't watch the teen sob like that during the night.
What should I do?
Lucario muttered.
I can't leave him like this.
Suddenly, an idea came to his mind.
This is going to embarrass me,
Lucario muttered as he looked at Chris.
but it has to be done.
He carefully pulled Chris under his right arm, put his face at the level of his neck, and then Lucario began to lick Chris's tears slowly and carefully. Ugh! Ugh! What the fuck? Why would you... Ugh! That's nasty. Fucking dog germs. That's weird. You don't know where his mouth has been. He's probably cleaning himself. He's fucking licking his tears. Ugh! Ugh! This sudden movement made the teen stop sobbing as he looked up and saw Lucario licking his face with a happy expression. For all you fucking fetishists out there, Chris blinked a few times before lowering his hands down before he began to chuckle at this move. The teen, who started to laugh silently, retreated back to the pillow where Lucario still followed with his licks. I mean, there are plenty of places where that would be considered a serious form of assault. Lucario, please stop, Chris pleaded to Lucario. Stop licking me. Stop it, Ron. You're making me laugh. Please. You know very well I'm ticklish. But the aura wielder seemed to like this. What the fuck? That he continued to lick Chris's face for a while, making the teen laugh louder as Lucario put a strong grip around Chris to prevent him from getting off him. What? Oh, okay. Just casually putting him in a fucking headlock. This is a little bit rapey. Eventually, Lucario pulled his face back and saw Chris laughing, even to the point where he was crying tears of joy.
Are you fine now?
Lucario asked with a chuckle as he looked down at his trainer.
Are you fine now?
Lucario, what you just did was so random of you, Chris said. You haven't licked my face in a long time. Lucario blushed and looked away.
It was the only way to make you feel better, so I had to do it. I'm sorry if it was embarrassing.
There's probably a couple of other ways you could have gone about it that didn't involve fucking abusing him. The aura wielder... I'm sorry if it was embarrassing. The aura wielder's eyes widened as his trainer gave him a quick hug, hugging him tightly as Chris leaned his head on Lucario's left shoulder. Thank you, Lucario, Chris muttered before Lucario hugged him with his right arm. You know how to make me so happy in a short time. Really? Really? Thank you so much. Yeah, I told you they were gay. Lucario growled a little in happiness as he hugged Chris tightly with his right arm.
I always do everything for you, Chris.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Everything. Yeah.
I always do everything for you, Chris. I couldn't watch you cry like during tonight.
Chris stopped hugging him and chuckled at him. You're so awesome, Lucario. And then they kissed. Lucario smiled a little and looked away embarrassed.
There's no need to go that far either. I just licked your face without stopping.
Yeah, just licked his face without stopping. No biggie. No big deal. Just a regular old friend licking face. Just a friendly, platonic face licking. Just a good old buddies. Just having a good old suck of each other's dicks.